Hello, Aquarius, Divine Feminine. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie, and this is your energy check-in. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it or it finds you, there is probably something within this reading that is meant for you at this time. Okay, I do want to share that this is a reading that could apply to Aquarius Divine Feminines who know that they're a Divine Feminine, those with the Aquarius zodiac sign, regardless of being a male or female, or of primarily Divine Feminine or Divine Masculine energy. We have both, right? So if you're an Aquarius and you're like, I'm not sure which energy I'm in, watch both, right? It could apply to either. Also, I want to share that simply because this is titled a Divine Feminine reading does not mean that it solely applies to those of the female gender. You can absolutely be a male in your feminine energy. So I want to make sure that that's very clear. Also, before we jump in, please do know that this is a general reading. So please only take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't make it your story. Don't make it fit into your life if it is not meant for you. Okay. Also, if you're curious about the decks that I'm using today, you can find a list of them in the description box below. You can also find links to my social media accounts, as well as links to information on personal readings and the Soul Good membership channel on Telegram. So Aquarius Divine Feminine, we are going to be going over a lot of information today, and to save time, I drew a Gateway of Light activation card for you before we started this video so that I could see anything that you may be experiencing at this time. You had come out here, star gathering, stars aligned, remembering home and soul family. Now, I'm picking up some energy here for you, Aquarius Divine Feminine, of like, I feel like you could have potentially experienced having people fall off. And what I mean by that is maybe you had friends that you thought you were close to or thought that you were, good with, essentially. Things like this, and they've since, or in the most recent past, which time is bullshit, so recent past could be 2 years, could be 3 years, could be 2 days, could been 5 seconds ago, right? It just depends on you. But I do feel like there could have been people falling away from you, and this could be lovers, friends, family members, business associates, right? Those sorts of things, just people falling away. And it could feel very lonely for you at this time, or it could have in your most recent past. But I feel like the reason why this has happened is because you're making room for those to come in who are actually meant for you, right? Those stars are aligning so that you can connect with that soul family, those people who are going to get you, who are going to be in alignment with your vibrational frequency. These are the people who are going to understand you. You don't have to say much for them to just get you. You don't have to do very much for them to be a part of your life. There are very few, if any, conditions on that friendship, that relationship, that partnership, whatever it looks like. So that is how you will be able to recognize these people. Please do know that they're probably going to be people that you're not used to being drawn to, or you're not used to being drawn to you, or you're not used to connecting with, right? Because oftentimes we have this perception of what people in our circle should be like, or look like, or act like. And oftentimes our perceptions are wrong, right? They're seen through wounding, through ego, through all the things, and we don't often know what's best for us, right? So you may have been seeing people at like a surface level. I don't know why I'm getting that. That could be for someone very, very specific, but you could have been seeing people at a surface level, and those people have since started to fall away or have fallen away, right? And you're being more aligned with those who you're going to be able to create those deep connections with. The more, I mean, it really feels like a partnership, right? Whether it's friends, family, it doesn't matter. It feels like a partnership. It feels very balanced, very equal. And I feel like this is moving in to help you further remember who you are, right? I feel like these people could be more, I don't like to put it this way because I don't really feel like there's a hierarchy, but they could be more spiritually advanced than you, or seem that way to you, right? Like, because I feel like there's this energy of people coming in to teach you things, to bring you information, to share with you their knowledge, their experiences, things like this. And I feel, to benefit you, to help you grow, to help you expand, to help you get in more alignment with your purpose, and to reconnect you or allow you to remember your home, which is essentially your soul, right? When I look at home, for me, home isn't a place. It is that space within my own being where I feel comfortable, where I feel good, right? And there's nothing externally that can alter that or change that. That is, for me, remembering home and being at home within myself, which also means sitting in your truth, which also means being authentic, which also, I feel like that also plays into those people that are coming in or leaving your life, right? For some of you, these connections that you had in the past were not authentic. They were based, again, on surface level shit. And the people who are coming in now, that will be more authentic. It will be more based in truth. These people will be far more authentic with themselves. You will find, I feel, if they are meant to be part of your tribe, that they're not wearing a mask. They are who they are. They are that person all the time. You don't have, there's no guessing games. There's no, again, no conditions on that relationship. So it's not like, oh, you're not going to be here on this day for this thing. Well, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. No, that's fucking nonsense. It's childish. It's bullshit. Right? And I don't even want to say childish, because children learn these things from their parents. Okay. So as a child, you're innocent, you're clear, you don't have these conditions, you give love freely. So I don't know that I like saying that. I guess petty is the better way to put it, right? Petty. So let's take a look at the rest of your cards. Pull some cards for you. First, we're going to be looking at your divine feminine energy currently and what that looks like. So please, Father, Mother, Universe, oh my gosh, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, what can you tell us, please, about Aquarius divine feminine's current energy? What can you tell us, please, about Aquarius divine feminine's current energy? So I do want to share with you that this could be your energy or the energy of someone close to you that is influencing your energy, okay? Ooh, no, that's way too many. Way too many. I feel like there's like potentially one or two more. I am very drawn to the fact that you have two green cards out here. That indicates to me that you're likely going through a major healing at this time. The color green does indicate healing, and I feel like that is relevant for you right now. I also feel like there's a need to get out into nature if you haven't, to reconnect with nature, to be amongst the trees and the plants and the animals. I feel like it will be very therapeutic for you, okay? So starting out, we will get tarot on these as well, but to start out, you do have the Mother in the shadow attribute or reverse position, smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. Here's the thing. I feel like, I'm sorry, you guys, these cards are super glossy and the ring light tends to reflect off of them. So I do apologize. I'll do my best to keep it in a space where that's not going to happen. But again, this is in the shadow attribute or reverse position. So we're looking at this area down here. I do feel like for some of you, there is a mother line wound that needs healing, because I feel like there is a mother figure in your life, whether that's your actual mother or if it is someone who you look at as, someone who is mother-like. I feel like this person, it's almost like, it's very strange to me, because there's this energy of like wanting to live through you, but not at the same time. Like, it's like wanting to live vicariously through you and what you do, but also wanting to keep you boxed up and not wanting you to rise above them. Oh my gosh, I don't know what this is. Excuse me, I'm getting this burpy energy, which for me is always indicative of releasing fear or fear needing to be released. And I do feel like there's something here about potentially a mother figure, like trying to keep you boxed in, trying to keep you from succeeding, excelling. Maybe like this seems very much like an energy where they're like, oh yes, I'm so proud of you, but do you really have to do that? Like it's very like almost narcissistic. It's very like controlling. It's very phony to me. It feels yucky. It feels really yucky. And I feel like this is something that you're healing and working through, healing and dealing, right? It feels like this could be one of the people who has fallen away from your life, or that you chose to step away from, like you felt like you didn't connect with very much, or were losing a connection with, something along those lines, or felt like maybe you found yourself like kind of pulling away or backing up. And I feel like it's because your energy is picking up on the fact that this individual, whoever it is for you, is trying to keep you boxed in, is trying, like, it's almost like that jealousy or envy or whatever, like, will like hide, but like rear its ugly head once again. Like it just keeps showing up. And, here's the thing. If this is indeed your mother, right? Like there's something you need to understand. Like they are a soul. They are going through their own healings, their own shit, and they only know what they know, just like you. You only know what you know. And so understand that they're playing out whatever they contracted as a soul to come here to do, right? So if they're smothering you, if you're feeling like they're boxing you in, this is not an invitation for you to, slander them or to blame them or anything of that nature. It is merely for you to essentially, like, the reason your mother likely took on that contract as a soul for you is to push you out of that comfort zone, to get you out of that box, to help you to perpetuate your own growth, right? So that you can find that within yourself. Okay. So, while it may be frustrating, while it may feel toxic, while it may be, you know, uh, contributing to some sort of, you feeling some type of way, sad, upset, whatever, know that it is happening for you, right? And this is for something for you to recognize. It's interesting too, because for some of you, I do feel like you may have taken on some of these traits from your mother, like unintentionally, right? And you may do some of these things to your own children, that kind of like instilling guilt for them, wanting to do their own thing and not spending time with you. Maybe that's what your mother figure's doing. Like, I just want to go hang out with my friends, like, and they're mad about it. I don't know, right? I don't know what the story is, but again, it feels like to me that this person is in your reality at this time to help you grow and expand by pushing you, by like almost bringing in that pressure around you to force you to be like, no, I'm not doing this. Right. So I mean, obviously take what resonates for you and use your discernment and your intuition to figure out who this is for you, who it might be for you, if it even resonates with you at all. But this energy is coming through very strongly. And as someone who feels like I have really good boundaries and feels very free in myself, this energy feels suffocating to me. It's giving me anxiety. It's making me feel like I want to hurry up and put this card down. Like it's making me feel like I would just want to get away from this energy. So, you may be feeling that as well. You also have here the scribe in the light attribute or upright position, preserving knowledge and information. This is interesting. I feel like for some of you, you may have started to journal as a means of healing, as a means of getting things off your chest, as a means of, kind of clearing your energy, as it were. I feel like for some of you, you've started like documenting how you feel in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it's notes on your phone. Maybe it's, again, journaling. Maybe some of you have started to write a book. Or maybe you recently found things written down that were full of knowledge and information that are applicable to you at this time. That's really interesting to me as well, because I don't think I've ever picked that kind of energy from this card before. Like, I don't feel like that's ever come through. So you could be reading up on things that have already been written, like, and trying to implement that information, that knowledge into your reality to better yourself. It feels to me, I want to say either that, and for a select few of you, I do feel like this is very few people, if this applies. Somebody could be like watching you and like writing things down. I don't know what this means. I don't know if you have like maybe like some legal things going on and someone's watching you for that, or if it's like I don't know, like something, I'm picking up on like legal type things. Like maybe it's like a custody thing, like a father or something, a mother, I don't know, whatever this is, like somebody like that you may have children with, that you're like going through court with. They may be watching you, writing things down, watching your social medias, taking notes of that, right? Things like this. Like, I feel like somebody somewhere is watching you. It could be that mother figure as well, but I do feel like somebody's watching you or spying on you. If this applies to you, I would be cautious. Okay. Especially if you're in some legal thing, like, I'd be mindful about what you do. I'm not saying these things to, promote fear or anything like that. Like, it's just energy I'm picking up on, so I'm sharing it. But yeah, it feels to me like there's some growing here going on for you. And maybe you've been like writing things down in a journal just to get a better understanding of yourself, right? Like, that's also possible. You also have the Thief in the reverse or shadow attribute position, stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. Okay, so here's what's interesting about this energy. First of all, I feel like this is part of that mother energy that I was picking up on. Okay, because I feel like that they feel like they lack. And that's that energy I was getting of like living vicariously through you, right? Kind of thing. And like wanting to keep you small, right? Because they feel like they lack. So it's like, if you rise above me, then I'm going to feel even smaller. But also, I do feel like for some of you, you've taken on these traits, period. Like, you've learned them. And there's, you guys, I'm not saying this to be mean or make you feel guilty or bad about yourself or anything. Like, we all take on shit from our parents, from the people around us while we're growing up, the society, you name it. We take on all sorts of things that aren't really ours. And we oftentimes don't even know what the hell's going on. We don't even know that we've taken them on. And so you may not even realize that this is what has happened. But I do feel like for some of you, you are well aware that you utilize, like, I don't know, certain means of getting what you want from other, I don't know how to explain that, like getting what you want from others, but like under false pretenses, right? Like it feels to me like something like, let's say you like went to somebody to borrow money, right? You're like, oh, I need this much money. And you're like, oh, I need it because my car's broken down, but your car's not really broken down. You just need the money, type of thing. Like, I don't know who the hell that's for, but it does feel to me like this is an energy that you may have picked up from that mother figure because they've done it to you, even though you didn't realize that. Yeah, it just feels to me like you could have potentially, oh, this is in the shadow. Yeah. It feels like you could have potentially picked this trait up and implemented it into your life, whether you wanted to or not. This may be why someone is watching you, right? Because they're stealing money here. So like, if you've, I don't know, divine feminine, I don't know, but if you like, only take this as if it resonates, like, and it's gonna sound wild, but if you've like stolen things from somebody or something, like, I would be very careful, very, very careful, because I don't think it's gone unnoticed. Okay. Let me just throw that out there. I don't know who that's for, but you do have the guide in the reverse position here at the bottom of the deck, which is in the light attribute position, represents the nature of the divine in life and yourself. And I feel like this is what you don't see, right? This is at the bottom of the deck, so it's what you don't see or don't yet know or have not yet experienced. And I feel like this is maybe what you haven't understood about that mother figure, right? That this person is actually a guide for you. They're actually like the things that you experience with them are actually like pushing you towards that, like bringing that divine or that divinity into your life, like connecting with your guides, connecting with your soul, your spirit. Maybe this is something new to you, right? Maybe this is something that you've never done before or experienced before. And I feel like this is coming, right? It's something that I feel like you're learning right now to connect with, right? It just feels like you're kind of starting to open up, maybe to the whole guides thing, right? Let's get some tarot and see. Tell us more about Aquarius divine feminine current energy, please. I just got really hot all of a sudden. And it's interesting that it comes after me talking about that guide energy, because normally for me, that the increase in temperature in my body like this, in my physical body, is often an indication. Gosh, you guys have a lot of fear coming up. Sorry. Is often an indication for me of your angelic team, your divine team being around you. And so I do feel like you're being supported. I do feel like this is, again, it's like divinely orchestrated to push you to get out of that box. I'm going to actually turn this because it landed vertically, or excuse me, horizontally. And I feel like that's because things could go either way. I feel like there's like one more in here. What else can you tell us, please, about Aquarius divine feminine current energies? Oh no, that's too much. Too much. Tell us more, please. What else do we need to know about Aquarius divine feminine current energy? Thank you. Okay, so before we go into these cards, at the bottom of the deck, you do have here the 9 of Swords in the reverse. So this, I mean, this energy is like, ugh, it's so yucky to me on the card. Like, it's like, ew, it's not very nice to look at, right? But the 10 of Swords, yes, excuse me, 9 of Swords in the reverse is reaching out for help. It's hope, right? It can also mean despair, but I feel like the thing of it is I feel like you may have come to a place in your life where you're like, I can't do this alone, right? Like, I can't do this alone. I can't. Whatever this is that you can't do alone, I feel like you are reaching out for help. That could be help from God, your creator, the universe, whatever it is you pray to, right? Your cosmic team, your divine team, whatever, or your actual physical circle with your friends, your family, your partner, whatever, those who are closest to you. I feel like there could have been once upon a time where you just acted like you had everything on lock and you could handle everything at any given moment. And I now feel like you're moving into a position where you're like, I really can't do this on my own. Like, I really can't. Right? Take it as it resonates with you, but it's at the bottom of the deck. And I feel like this is something that you're coming to terms with, right? It's something that I feel like you are working through at this time, like that act of actually reaching out for help and subsequently finding hope in those who are able to accommodate you, right? And not everyone will be able to. I think that's something I need to say to you, right? Like, not everyone will be able to accommodate what you need from them because their current energy doesn't have room for it. Okay, so that's something you need to understand. So first, I want to talk about this daughter or page of pentacles that popped out first. It popped out in this horizontal position, and that often tells me that things can go either way, depending on the choices that you make, right? So the daughter of pentacles, did I say swords? I hope I didn't. Daughter of pentacles is often this energy of like ambition, desire, diligence, craving, venture, right? In the upright, it's this energy of being focused and diligent and studious, right? Putting in the work, doing the research, as it were, learning, right? Learning, being, again, focused. It's a quiet energy. It's like, I'm working on me. I'm learning. Yeah. And then in the reverse, it's this energy, or can be this energy of like a lack of commitment, greed, laziness, right? And I feel like things can go either way. And I feel like the reason for that is you're in this position, like at a crossroads, as it were, where you're being prompted, right? Because this is the page, or the princess is an immature energy or a young energy, right? So this indicates to me that this could be something like you're fresh on your spiritual journey and you're at this crossroads, or you're being put in a position to be at this crossroads at this point to choose a path, right? And depending on how you decide to move forward, right, things could either, it's like you could either take on this curiosity and explore, right, and dive in to working on yourself, or you can just sit in the same energy, not commit to yourself, and essentially sit in your ego, right? Because it's greed and laziness, and the ego is very greedy. It's very much about the I versus the we. So it's this energy of like, you can put in the work and change things or not, right? But it's completely up to you. And I feel like that's how this card applies to this reading. It's like you have a choice to make, right? And depending on what choice you make is depending on what you're going to experience. And I do feel like if you choose to put in the work required, the diligence that it takes to make changes in your reality, in yourself, right? There's this energy here of a rainbow, which is protection, divine protection, right? And I see that pentacle up there as like the resources you need coming from your divine creator, spirit, universe, whatever you'd like to call it, right? And those things, I feel I'm getting this energy of like will be showered upon you if you choose that path. However, if not, you don't have that support, right? Like, because you're just in your ego. So take it as it resonates, but that's what I'm getting. Okay, we do have here also the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. This is, ironically enough, an energy of stinginess, greedy energy showing up again, right? This is also an energy of like strings attached, right? Or conditions being placed on things, and power and domination. And I do feel like with this energy, like in the upright Aquarius divine feminine, this is an energy of charity and generosity and sharing. And I often see it as that give and take between the divine or the universe, your creator, whatever, and yourself, right? That, oh, you come 10, I'll come 10. You come 20, I'll come 20. You come 50, I'll come 50. That kind of thing. Also, like the universe saying, oh, you showed up and you did this, let me give back to you now, right? In the reverse, it's like you're blocking that. You're blocking that. And I do feel like there's something here, Aquarius divine feminine, and like I'm not saying this to be mean, it's just the energy coming through, so don't shoot the messenger. There is this energy here of like, I'm all about myself, like I'm just going, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Okay, divine feminine, but it feels like a very kind of selfish energy where it's like, maybe you were in this energy for quite some time, like focused on yourself, right? Really. And I don't mean that in like I'm working on me type of way. I mean that in like selfish type of way, like in the sense of like, I don't care how what I do affects other people, right? Like I don't care, because I just want that power. I just want to know that I hold all the cards in my hand. And it feels to me like there has been masks worn, rather, let me rephrase, masks that you've worn with people, that has kind of given this impression that you are essentially stingy with letting people get close to you, right? Like, it's like, nobody's getting close to me. I don't care. Nobody's getting close. Like, I'm not being in a position ever to be vulnerable. So I do feel like you're going through tremendous healing at this time in regards to these things, right? Like, I feel like there's this energy of letting that shit go. Letting that like greedy type of energy go and focusing less on the I and more on the we, and how your energy impacts the world around you. Again, I want to say so lovingly that this is likely not your fault, right? And I don't mean that so that you can blame someone else. What I mean is you don't know what you don't know, and you make moves according to what you know, right? So if you don't know things, you can't change your path or alter your course, right? You just keep going. So I do feel like now it's like, now you know, so what are you going to do with it, right? Wow, lots of pentacle energy. So I feel like you're very much in your physical world, or have been in your most recent past, where like, and what I mean by physical world is like your health, your finances, your home, your job, right? Those sorts of things, your well-being, like your physical well-being. I feel like all of these things have been at the forefront of your mind, very much in the physical world. I don't know what else is coming in the tarot, but based on what I see here, this is, being a bit detached from your emotions, your passions, right? Those sorts of things, because there's no cups energy here. There's no fire energy here. Cups are emotions, relationships, feelings, your intuition, your spirituality. Fire energy is your inspiration, your passion, your energy, your drive, right? So I just felt like I needed to share that. Okay, so we have, again, the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. This is an energy of working without rewards, being distracted, getting no rewards. And I feel like this is where it's interesting to me, because I feel like for a while, whatever this is talking about worked. Like the mask worked for a while, but I feel like it's not now, right? And I feel like you're like, why am I not able to move ahead? Why am I not able to, grow, essentially? And I feel like it's because you're clinging on to old ways of being that simply don't work anymore. Yeah, you also have the Hermit here in the reverse, lots of reversal energy. So this is a lot of blocked energy, Aquarius, Divine Feminine, which tells me that there's work being done here. Again, that healing energy coming up. The Hermit in the reverse is an energy of isolation, withdrawal, loneliness, rejection. Maybe you've felt rejected recently because people have fallen away. Maybe you felt lonely because people have fallen away. Maybe it feels to me almost as if it's interesting, because if you're feeling isolated, I don't feel like it's something you chose, right? I don't feel like you're like, yeah, I just want to be by myself, which that often happens in the spiritual journey, where we just need to take time alone so we can process and allow the things to integrate, right? But it doesn't feel like that to me, the energy. It feels like isolation by default. And what I mean by that is like people are just falling away. So you're like, well, shit, now I don't have anybody to talk to, which leaves you alone to deal with your own shit. Okay. The Hermit in the upright is the energy of light, or the archetype of the wise man. It's also this energy of, again, insight and awareness and contemplation about yourself, analyzing things, right? Being reflective and observant and thoughtful. And for you personally, it feels to me like you're being put in this position to feel like rejected, to feel alone, because you're meant to be looking at yourself. You're meant to be analyzing yourself. You're meant to be gaining insight on yourself, reflecting on yourself, and seeing the things that maybe aren't helpful in your journey, that aren't, contributing to your growth or your happiness or your joy, right? And so I feel like these things are being brought to your attention by, like I said, isolation by default, because it's divinely orchestrated. The universe is like, no, these are things that you need to deal with, or you're going to stay stuck, right? Ooh, so it did fall. And as you've just seen, like I've picked it up and now it is in the upright, right? So that tells me that for some of you, not everyone, for some of you, I feel like things have changed during just the course of this reading, where you're like an epiphany happened, right? Like an aha, like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, let me just work on that, right? Like something for some of you has shifted during the course of this reading. That's what that tells me. I am going to put it in the reverse because I feel like that's not for everyone. And finally, we have, yes, the Eight of Swords. This is an energy of imprisonment and self-victimization. In other words, all of the stories and all of the things that you tell yourself are what's keeping you trapped, right? So if you look at this card, there is a butterfly hanging from one sword, and it's surrounded by the remaining 7 swords. Now, if you forget that you've got wings and can simply just fly away, you'll sit there and die, period, right? Because you're telling yourself, I'm stuck here, and stuck you shall be. Whereas if you remember that you're a fucking butterfly and spread your wings, there's nothing that's stopping you from leaving this prison. Okay, so it's this energy of like understanding you are imprisoning yourself. You are keeping yourself stuck. If you're repeating cycles, it's because you're doing it to yourself. You're telling yourself the same stories. You're putting the same limitations on yourself, right? You're imprisoning yourself within your own mind. In another deck that I have, the Light Seer's Tarot, the Eight of Swords is represented by a woman sitting on the floor staring in the mirror. Outside of the mirror, she's free as a bird. She has no binds, no ties, nothing. In the mirror, she's blindfolded and bound. That means that her perceived limitations are just that. They're perceived as limitations. They're not really, truly limitations. Okay? So you have to essentially break your own, like, how do I wear this, please? Yes. Leave your own bullshit behind. You have to, like, get out of your own bullshit in order to see that you are the one that's preventing you from moving forward, and subsequently choosing to actually move forward, releasing yourself from that prison that you've created. Okay? Boy, heavy energy for you, Aquarius, Divine Feminine. Let's take a look at how you can allow this Divine Feminine energy to flourish. I do feel like part of it is you stepping into the mentality that you have the ability to move forward and change and grow if you choose to do so. How can Aquarius Divine Feminine allow her energy to flourish, please? Okay, 2 cards. Snake and Crocodile showing up, the Tarantula at the bottom of the deck. I will get into the bottom of the deck in just a moment. A couple of things that I want to say here about these 2 cards showing up. I am going to get the book here for the Snake. But before I look in the book, intuitively, there's this energy with the Snake of like repeating cycles over and over and over again. And I do feel like you've done that, Aquarius Divine Feminine. Like, I say that with a heavy heart because, I mean, again, you don't know what you don't know, but I feel that energy of like cyclic pain, experiencing similar situations repeatedly, and how that can wear you down. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like to me like you've had this energy of, I can do anything, and the reality of it is you really can't do anything, right? Like it's this energy of like, I don't need anybody, I'm just going to do things all by myself. And the reality is that's not true, right? Like, we need people. We do. We need relationships. We need help. We need support. We need, you know, we need it, period. And I feel like part of that, like almost pride, or, what is the word I'm looking for? That detached, like, mentality, I feel like is what's kept you kind of in the same cycle, right? If this applies to you. It's interesting to me because I don't think I've ever gotten this energy with the crocodile before. And I don't even know specifically if the crocodile does this or has this behavior, or if it's an alligator or whatnot. But I was just being shown like a crocodile, alligator, like rolling in the water when they get their prey, and how they thrash about and roll about. And it's interesting to me because it's feeling kind of like a temper tantrum. It's kind of feeling like, oh, things aren't going my way. Like, da, da, da. I don't know. I don't know what the hell this is. But that's what it feels like to me. Like, don't shoot the messenger, you guys. I don't know who this is for. But it just feels like this energy of like pouting, like not pouting, but like throwing a fit, like throwing a temper tantrum. Like, things aren't going my way and now I'm pissed. Right? Like, I don't know if this is an energy that you've embodied, like, get really pissed off when things don't go your way, or kind of like throw a temper tantrum. Like, let's say you ask your boyfriend to stay the night and he's like, no. And then you go into this big like hissy fit about it, right? Like, trying to convince him to stay. I don't know why I'm getting that. It might be for someone very, very specific. Interesting energy for me to pick up on. So should I pass it? Give me a moment to find this snake energy, please. Where are you, snake energy? Where are you? These are not in like alphabetical order or anything, so they are by element, but not alphabetical. Okay. So the snake energy is a guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that the Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there's no more time to waste. When in balance, prosperous, creative, charismatic. When out of balance, stops and starts many things, starts and stops many things to bring into balance Kundalini yoga or meditation. Now, this is very similar energy to what I was getting in the sense of, you know, it feels like you're being kind of pushed into this space in order for you to break free, in order for you to step outside of the box, in order for you to be essentially pressured into making different decisions, right? And so I definitely feel like that energy of the snake card appearing when there's no more time to waste. I'm feeling that for you. Also feeling that energy of like unawakened potential and creative, unawakened magic and creative potential. I feel like that's buried within you. And I feel like the limitations, again, those victim stories, the things you've been telling yourself have been keeping you stuck in that energy. Oops, sorry guys, I just kicked the camera. I didn't mean to. Which is why I feel like there's that need for you to be alone. I feel like these questions, what would life look like if you woke up your creative life force? How can you stir your creative life force from slumber? Like, I feel like these are important questions that you're meant to be answering at this time, right? So that you don't keep completing or repeating rather cycles, and you actually find completion and are able to move forward. I also feel like I'm also going to look up the crocodile, you guys, while we're right here, because I know for certain that I'm almost certain that there is nothing here about like the rolling. So I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, wow. Yeah. Wait till you hear this, you guys. Okay. So it says here, crocodile energy is resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. The crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inward. You cannot make this shit up, because that's exactly what I've been saying here. Holy shit. Okay. Now is not the time for decisions, action, or discussion. The crocodile's mantra is wait, right? It doesn't mean lying around hoping life's challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, gathering our awareness, observing, and building energy. Fill up the vital reserves so your next move comes from a place of wisdom and power. When in balance, wise, patient, and a silent powerhouse. When out of balance, feels stuck and lashes out. Wow. To bring into balance, rest. I might say this wrong, so forgive me for those of you who are familiar with yoga terms, but I think this is the Makarana Sana pose. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. I botched that. I'm sure I did. If I continue to try to say it, I'm just going to embarrass myself. So it's spelled Makarasana. Okay, so for those of you who are curious, that's what that's about. But I feel that energy, that lashing out, right? When this energy is out of balance, it lashes out. And that's the energy I was getting, like that temper tantrum, right? I feel like there's a lot of fear that needs to be released from you in the sense of, like, around not getting what you want, right? Around like things not going your way, right? There's like this need to release any fear around not being in control. And again, that could be for someone very specific, but nonetheless, it's coming through. Let's get some tarot. Tell us more, please, about how Aquarius Divine Feminine can allow her energy to flourish. No, that's too many cards. Let's try that again. That might have been me that time. Tell us more, please. Thank you. And the crocodile. Tell us more about the crocodile and Aquarius Divine Feminine current energy, or not current energy, how she can let her energy flourish, please. Tell us more about how Aquarius Divine Feminine can allow her energy to flourish with this crocodile. Give us more, please. Tell us more about Aquarius Divine Feminine and how she can allow her energy to flourish, please. That almost fell out. It was too much. Too much. Tell us more, please. I do want to thank you for your patience. I do only take jumpers, so while it takes a little bit longer, I feel like the information is incredible usually when it comes out, so thank you for your patience. Thank you. There they are. Interesting. Currently, you have the 10 of Cups in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. I will talk about that tarantula again before we move on, so I do just want to briefly say that I haven't forgotten. But the 10 of Cups in the reverse is an energy of shattered dreams, broken family, domestic dispute. I'm getting a couple of things here. First of all, for some of you, I feel like you could have experienced your family kind of essentially breaking apart. Maybe your partner, significant other, husband, boyfriend, etc., you know, decided to take his or her leave. Okay. For some of you, I feel like that's happened. For others of you, I feel like continuing to remain in the same energy could potentially lead to that. Okay. It's not usually something that I necessarily, again, I don't really like to like share that kind of news, but it's what I'm picking up here. So with the snake energy, wow, we have the 8 of Wands in the upright. This is my Harry Potter card because things usually happen very fast. Things tend to come in or move very quickly, right? And so it seems as if things change as if by magic. And so this is often my Harry Potter card. And the 8 of Wands is, again, it's rapid action, movement, quick decisions. And for you personally, Aquarius Divine Feminine, at this time, I feel like this is about you making quick decisions. For me, it's that energy of like the door is open. Are you walking through it or not? Like, are you going or no? Are you coming or not? Right? Like that type of energy. And I feel like making that those decisions quickly, rapidly, right? Like deciding I am going to be changing, I'm going to be working on myself or what have you. I feel like things could progress very quickly because I feel like you release energies that you're not meant to be holding that are taking up energetic space within your reality. And once you start doing that, right, you're making these quick decisions like, oh yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Following your intuition, following what you're getting from your divine creator, the universe, etc., and leaping into that world. It feels to me like things will speed up tremendously for you. I feel like you will see a shift very quickly in yours. Like, I don't know that it will be in your physical reality, but I do feel like you will feel it within you. You will feel that shift within you very quickly. I feel like you will feel a relief. It feels to me like you would maybe even feel more joyous and happy because since picking up this card, the energy kind of feels bubbly to me. Like, oh, this is nice. So take it as it resonates with you, but I do feel like making these decisions could potentially help your journey progress much quicker than it has in the most recent past. Wow. Aquarius, Divine Feminine, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? You guys, I can't help myself. I'm an animated person. I'm a Leo. It is what it is, okay? But the star, this is your energy, Aquarius. Your energy, the star, showing up for you, but it's in the reverse. This is an energy of discouragement, faithlessness, insecurity. And I feel like that is why those lashing out energies are there. I really, really do. I feel like you're discouraged. And I feel like you have reason to be, because it feels like whatever you've been living and repeating over and over again, like it really has done a number on you. From what it feels like to me, it really has worn you down. And, you know, I feel like these things are happening so that you can reignite that hope, that faith, right? Overcome that feeling of insecurity, right? Like, I just want to look, let me just look really quickly in this book once again, because I'm just going to pull up this crocodile energy, or pull up like it's on the internet. That's funny. Give me one moment, because I'm just kind of reading through here very quickly. Yeah, okay. So I feel like this is about finding faith within yourself. Finding faith within yourself, because I feel like, I don't know, maybe you put all your faith in, I don't, something else. I don't know what it is, but it seems to me like there's this energy of rediscovering faith and hope, and working through that discouragement, right? So that's what it feels like to me. I feel like that's probably why you're lashing out, because it feels to me like you're lost. That's what it feels like. Like the hope is gone. And I want to lovingly tell you, like, if you continue to sit in this energy, that is where you will remain. Period. Yeah, see, you have the Six of Cups here too. I feel like some of this has to do with past energy. It could have to do with like, um, this is often a card of like love, like relationships. So I feel like you could potentially like have lost hope and those sorts of things. This is also the Six of Cups, okay, is memories, healing, restoration, family, that cycle of life from youth to adulthood. Um, right, that sort of thing. And I feel like there's this energy of, I don't know, I feel like there's something here connected with either a romantic partnership that you've lost hope in, or lost hope in like potentially family, or pretend, or maybe you're looking back, right? Because this is an energy of nostalgia. Maybe you're looking back, right? And that's interesting. I'm sorry. I just got this message come in that's like, you know how in Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow's like, why is the rum gone? I just got this message of like, why is the hope gone? What the shit? Maybe that's a question you asked. Like, why do I feel so hopeless? And why do I feel so stuck? I don't know. Um, and I feel like there's something here that you, from your past, that you have not dealt with, potentially. Could have to do with your family, could have to do with a romantic partner, but there's something here that needs to be healed from the past that's creating this feeling of hopelessness within you. I don't know what that's about. Let's move on. Oh, first, yes. Thank you. Let's take a look at this tarantula. So first of all, I want to share, like, with like spider type energy, it's often this energy of like weaving a tapestry, like the tapestry of your life, working independently, right? But I'm also getting this energy of, again, like I feel like you're being watched. I feel like you're being watched. Let me look at this definition here. More often than not, I read cards intuitively, but for whatever reason, for every now and again, feel this calling to read from the book. And usually that's because there's a thread of information in there for someone. Okay, this is interesting. I think this is probably going to resonate with you if this is your reading. Okay. It says, at a crossroad, claiming life's purpose. The tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. Holy fuck. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose or dharma. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream. Holy shit, you guys. Yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. In order to find true happiness, you must choose dharma. or your life's deeper purpose. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely. When in balance, holy shit follows your intuition. You guys cannot make this stuff up. When out of balance, hesitates and over. Oh my gosh, that was a weird feeling. I'm sorry. Did you guys just see me jump? I apologize. I just got this. Whoo. Oh, you guys. These are some of the things that come with this job. I'm so sorry. If you could see my face right now, like I'm so like embarrassed that you, not embarrassed, but like, I mean, I am embarrassed, but like that really took me by surprise. Like I just felt this very cold pressure, almost like the tip of a pen or something on my shoulder. That was, it scared me. Oh my gosh, that was so odd. I'm so sorry, you guys. Whew, let me just gather myself. Let me take a drink of my little beverage over here and ground myself back into my own energy, like back where I'm at in the moment, because whew, that took me for a ride. Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Okay, let me finish reading this now. When out of balance, hesitates or over intellectualizes, to bring into balance, daily journaling. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I was just talking about that. If you're journaling, this is for you, period. Period, end of story. This is for you. Okay, I can't say that. Only you know that. But if you're journaling, it's very likely that there's something here for you, even if you haven't picked it up yet. You know, I really feel like this beautifully, beautifully encompasses everything that's taken me an hour to say. Right? Like it doesn't really get much better than that. I want to say, like, wow. Wow. You are definitely being put in a position to grow right now. And if that may feel very challenging for you, it may feel frustrating, it may feel like an obstacle, but there's something here you need to understand. This is happening for you, not to you, right? This is being done so that you can grow and expand and really step into who you're supposed to be instead of just going through life all willy-nilly. All right, so let's finally take a look at a way that you can honor your divine feminine energy, Aquarius, divine feminine. Let's see, how can you honor your divine feminine energy? Okay. Wow. Wow. Look at the bottom of the deck. Healing. Healing. The number 19, which reduces to 10, which is the end of a cycle, completion, renewal. This is what's trying to happen. It's at the bottom of the deck. It's not out in the spread yet. So it's what's coming, right? If you choose to do so. If you choose to do so. And you will be supported in that, by the way. You may feel very drawn to the color green at this time. Ooh, there's lots of blue coming through with these goddess cards here. And I feel like the blue energy, even though these are goddesses and we're focusing on that, I do feel like Archangel Michael is around you at this time with protection, cutting cords, cutting away anything that doesn't serve you or trying to help you to do that. So if you believe in Archangel Michael or the angels, that might be something for you. You do have Yuki Onna here, the goddess of stillness. This is the number 52, which reduces to 7, which is about reflection, assessment, control. And stillness is you, again, with similar to that Hermit energy, taking the time to be introspective, to analyze self, to really get to know self, to really dive deep, right? This is about you taking that time alone. This is so needed. And so again, if people have fallen away or you felt cut off or what have you, I feel like that blue energy and my being reminded of Archangel Michael and the sword of light and cutting away things, I feel like it is done out of protection for you because those people are not serving you anymore. Or you're just not in alignment with them, right? There's no need to hold a grudge. There's no hard feelings. It is what it is, right? Some people come into our lives for a very short period of time or for a very long period of time. And when they've completed what they're meant to do, the soul contract that they had with you, once they've completed that, they leave. Because there's no reason for their soul to linger around anymore. And oftentimes when it does, it creates not so good experiences, okay? To put it lightly. You also have here, yes, the goddess Kali with liberation. This is the number 26, which reduces to 8, which is about taking action, right? It's about taking action, also about rebirth and changes. And here's the thing. I feel like I really feel like this is you liberating yourself from yourself. Right? Like liberating yourself from your egoic self, because your ego will create all sorts of bullshit for you. All sorts of bullshit. And when you think and move and speak from your ego, you put that energy out into the world. That's what you manifest back to you, right? Because you reap exactly as you sow. So if you're putting out into the universe this energy of like insecurity and doubt and faithlessness and confusion, and you're very much in your ego, very much in the physical world, this is the type of energy that you will get back, whether it's you experience people coming into your life for that reason, using you for some reason, right? I just feel like you are, again, I feel like you're in this position to liberate yourself from yourself. I don't know how else to say it. Pardon me, I've had so much burpy fear energy come up with your reading, Aquarius Divine Feminine, and I feel like there's a fear of letting go because I don't think you know how to be anything else, which is normal. It's completely normal, right? We take on these identities, we make them our own, we become them, and then when we go to move out of that, it's like, oh shit, but what happens next, right? So it makes sense. Okay, we have those two cards there, and with the goddess Kali and liberation. Thank you. Thank you. So first of all, I want to say, like, I feel like, oh, holy shit. Wait till you see the bottom of the deck. I'm going to put that off to the side so you can't see it till I'm ready. Before we jump into this, I do want to say, like, I feel like, right, because we're looking at a way that you can honor your divine feminine energy. And here's the thing, you can honor yourself by getting quiet with yourself, by getting still, by spending time with yourself and liberating yourself from all the things, from the ego, from the bullshit, from the victim stories, whatever it is, right? Like you can choose to be free from them, liberate yourself. But we're going to dive deeper rather into the tarot on these cards. So first, with the goddess Yuki Onna, you do have the Four of Wands in the upright. This is an energy of community, home, celebration. Coming up with the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, so the Hierophant, I'm just going to kind of go over what these cards mean briefly, and then I'll talk about, what that might mean for you. But the Hierophant in the reverse is this energy of servitude, blind faith, kind of like convention, right? That type of energy. Showing up with the Four of Wands and the Hierophant together, I'm going to be real, you guys. It almost feels like, and maybe you feel this way, like you're like in servitude to that mother figure, family, your community, your home life. Like maybe that's why you feel like you can't take time for yourself. Maybe you feel like you're just stuck doing these things. This could also be about, I feel, so here's the thing, like if that is the case, right? Like how do you honor your divine feminine, right? It's like free yourself from the binds of your community and family. Like it's really, really interesting to me because I don't think that I've ever really gotten a card like this. Typically, right, again, the Four of Wands, yeah, okay. The Four of Wands in the upright, again, is like celebration. It can often mean like marriage, proposal, commitment. Again, a reason to celebrate, something that you're happy about. I feel like in stillness, you will find happiness, contentment, a reason to celebrate, because I think you'll start to see things about yourself that you didn't before. However, I do feel like there's something here with this servitude. I don't know if you, I don't know. I don't know. it almost feels like being of service to family or community. That could apply to just very few of you. For others, I feel like with this Hierophant and that Four of Wands, there's this energy here of like having blind faith that things are going to get better, that the community, the home, like all the things will fall into place, right? It's like taking this opportunity for stillness and for evaluation is not going to take away from those who are meant to be around you. It's not going to take away from the celebration that's meant to find you. That sort of thing. It's like just having this blind faith that everything's going to work out. And to be honest, like, it's kind of what I live on. I'm going to be frank. Like, that's kind of what I live on, blind faith. And it works for me. Okay, so I'm not saying it'll work for you. It depends on where you're at and, you know, the conviction that you have and what you're doing and saying and speaking and all the things. But I mean, it works for me, right? And I feel like there's something here about, you know, having blind faith. And the reason why is because you have that star in the reverse, which is about hopelessness. And I feel like it's almost like this is the only option I have. It's the only option I have. I'm also seeing this very much as like a third eye or like an eye. So I think, you know, if this is about your family or, you know, your community, your home life, I think you know that. It's reminding me of an eye. But I think that there needs to be some stillness, right, for you to come to realizations about your family and community and home, and where, you know, that blind faith is needed, or where you need to release yourself from this sense of servitude towards whatever, your community, your home. With Kali, the goddess of liberation, you have the Tower. Wow. Also the Nine of Wands and the Five of Swords in the reverse. So Nine of Wands in the reverse, Five of Swords in the reverse. Let's talk about the Tower first. This is fucking fascinating. And if I were you, I would be excited about this energy right now. The Tower card is about that shift and foundation, right? A lot of people look at this card as disaster, upheaval, destruction, right? But when you really, really look at the Tower, it is more so this energy of destroying illusions, breaking through things, challenging outdated beliefs, and creating foundational shifts, right? So, I mean, how else could you better put liberation? I feel like if you're experiencing like chaotic things, like the shit just keeps happening, like why? What the fuck? Like I just keep having the shit thrown my way over and over. It is because the universe is trying to say, hey, this needs to change. Hey, something needs to change here. And if not, like, this is why there's this breakdown of things, because it's trying to essentially force you or push you into change, into foundational shifts, into seeing those outdated beliefs and challenging them and destroying the illusions, releasing fear around the illusions that you've bought and sold. And what I mean by bought and sold is, I'm not worthy, right? And then you tell other people like, oh, I can't do that, right? So you bought it and then you've sold it to others as truth. Okay, so I feel like that's why this is showing up. Now, let's talk about this Nine of Wands in the reverse and the Five of Swords in the reverse. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm sorry. I'm getting a call. Let me just... Okay, sorry about that. So in the reverse, Nine of Wands is an energy of exhaustion, fatigue, and unsure motives. And I do feel like you're in this energy because I feel like you are exhausted. Based on what I picked up on your energy intuitively, it felt like tired, worn down. I said that a couple of times during this reading. And I feel like this is why this liberation is needed. It's like you have to let yourself go, because essentially you're just kind of like burning yourself out by doing the same shit over and over and over again. Five of Swords in the reverse is an energy of lingering resentment, desire to reconcile, and desire to forgive. So here's the thing. Free yourself from not knowing what you didn't fucking know. It's not your fault. You didn't know what you didn't know. Now you do. Do something with it, right? Also, liberate yourself from the things that are creating exhaustion and fatigue, or anything that brings about these unsure motives, whether that's people, jobs, locations, whatever it is. Like, no, put those boundaries up, right? Like, no, I'm not doing this. And also, here's the thing, like, you may want or desire to reconciliation with whoever, right? Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a partner, whatever it is. But it feels to me like until you separate yourself from the situation, okay, I don't know that you're going to make the progress that you want, because this card intuitively, there's this earthworm here, you can see, and one of these swords has it cut right down the middle, right? And I feel like until you separate yourself from whatever that situation is, your ego, separate yourself from taking it personal and look at the situation, I don't know that you're going to be able to gain the reconciliation or forgiveness that you're seeking, whether you are seeking that for yourself or if you're trying to reconcile or forgive someone else, until you step back and look at it like separate from your own ego, from taking it personal and being defensive about whatever has taken place. I feel like you're not going to make any room. You're not going to make any advancement on that, right? Like it's going to remain shock. And I'm so excited to show you the bottom of this deck right now, because the bottom of the deck is the fucking Empress. Aquarius, divine feminine. It's the Empress. The Empress, excuse me, in the tarot is the divine feminine energy. It's divine feminine energy, right? And the Empress is about beauty, fertility, nurturing, luxury, creativity, happiness, nature, also childbirth. So watch it, ladies. Okay, watch it, because you may be fertile myrtle right now. So if you don't want to have babies, that's something you should pay attention to. But the divine feminine energy, let me just share, because I feel like you'll know which category you're in. Okay. And if this reading applies to you, it will be blatantly obvious. So the natural divine feminine energy is one of unconditional love. Okay. Understanding, nurturing, tenderness, kindness, intuition, creativity, or being creative. That energy of feeling versus thinking. Okay. Stillness, which you have here, right? Same energy. Flow, right? Or surrender, again, kind of that energy. Radiance, okay? So you're like glowing. You're sensitive and emotional, but not overly so, right? It's like easy to be around you, and you allow things to happen, right? You allow yourself to give. You allow yourself to receive. You allow love. You allow yourself to give love, right? It's a very receptive energy, okay? But the wounded divine feminine energy, okay, is like in that victim mentality. It feels powerless, feels weak. Not only can be manipulated, but manipulates others, withholds themselves emotions, information, right? They're very needy. Codependent. So in other words, I can't be happy if I don't have someone else with me, right? They don't enjoy their own company. And it's this energy of like oversensitive and over emotional, right? That lashing out type of energy. So here's the thing. It's at the bottom of the deck, which means it's possible for you to move into this energy, but it's at the bottom. It's not out in your reading yet. So it's like you have decisions to make to get you to this point, but it's there. It is there for you to find that peace and that balance, right? And to truly, truly, truly step into your divine feminine energy and power, right? Like, I want to say to you guys, I know that what's come through in this reading may not have been super easy to digest or to acknowledge, right? It happens. It happened to me. It's happened to several people who I've spoken with and conversed with about this journey, learned from, right? It happens, right? But it's a matter of seeing the things, being the observer, not taking it personal, and seeing how you can implement the golden nuggets of information, the things that will help you grow and expand, how you can implement that into your reality to make those changes for the better, right? To get you more into alignment with who you are supposed to be. Because here's the thing, Aquarius divine feminine, you have all the power within you, right? This reading is not the end all be all. Your family is not the end all be all. Whether you are a mother or not is not the end all be all. Whether you have a partner or not is not the end all be all. The end all be all is you. It's you. You are the only one. You are the only one who can change things for you. You are the only one who can save you. You are the only one who can decide to grow, right? I use this saying a lot, and it's come up a lot recently. It's that energy of like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You are your own savior, right? None of this can happen without you acknowledging and stepping into your own power. None of it. So it's a choice that has to be made by you and you alone, because you're the only one. Okay. So you hold that power within you. And I do feel like currently what has come through in this reading is meant to get you into that powerful energy, into acknowledging and realizing and recognizing that energy within yourself. But I want to lovingly say that more often than not, the only way that you recognize your own power is by being completely fucking alone. It's oftentimes the only way. And that's not to say that you won't have friends or things that, you know, you can kind of lean on here and there and whatnot. But it's like, I mean, I'm going to be real with you. I've been on this journey for a while. A while. I think I'm going on like 2 years, like really, really being like knee deep in it all the time. And there's oftentimes that I'm still put in situations where I must be alone, even though I enjoy my own company tremendously now. It's a whole different thing. I enjoy it so much. I love being by myself. I love hanging out with me. But even now, there are times where I'm like, oh, I wish I had somebody to talk to about this. And the Lord, God, universe creates the situation in such a way that I can't. I can't turn to anyone. Like nobody answers the phone, or everybody's busy, or whatever the case is. Why? Because I'm not meant to be getting those answers from outside of myself. Those answers are meant to be coming from me, my higher self, my inner knowing, my truth, my authenticity. And so I feel like this, everything that's come through in here, if this resonates with you, is being done to push you to that space. Okay. So I just have to say that I'm holding so much space for you, and I'm sending you tremendous, tremendous, tremendous amounts of love. Big, 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 huge hugs. And I want you to know that you are so fucking capable. You are so, so, so fucking capable. And you're so supported. You can achieve and do anything that you wish to do, right? So please do know that. Please do know that you can call on your divine team at any point. They are waiting on standby to assist you. But you must ask, believe, receive in order for these things to take place in your life. And I do feel like that's part of what you may be working on, right? Creating or strengthening that connection with the divine. However, it may be a bit of a battle, but know that that's okay. That's what makes you strong. That's what helps you to learn and grow. And it's so important for your journey here on this planet at this time, so that you can thus turn around and shine your light out into the world beautifully, brilliantly, and gloriously. So again, I'm sending you so, so much love, Aquarius Divine Feminine. I am praying for you, holding space for you. Thank you so much for being here, sharing your time and energy with me for such a long time. I really, really, truly do appreciate it. If something in this reading resonated with you or you found it helpful, please do the YouTube things, like, share, and or subscribe if you want to hear more content, see more content. It helps others find this channel and helps the channel to grow. And for that, I'm truly, truly grateful. Even if you decide to do none of the YouTube things, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you regardless. So again, sending you so much love. Take care of your beautiful, beautiful soul, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.